What's going on, everybody? This is Joe.
And Amy.
And we are back with another Ikoria Lair of Behemoths quick draft. Feel free to strike out that quick, though. This is going to be a draft, that's for sure. We did one other, our first, which, as you can see, ended in 4 and 3. And at the end of the last video, you may have said to yourself, Joe, why didn't you claim your prize? Because I forgot. But we're gonna do it at the start of this one. So we'll claim our prize. We get 450 gems and some packs. We level up here. That's great. We'll go back to the draft. Spend 5,000 more gold. We get Gigan Cyberclaw Terror, which is Garuda Doom of Depths. And again, this is the cosmetic version for this card.
I was going to say, I've never seen this guy. Because it's the
Godzilla version. Yeah. All right, let's look at our first...
I've definitely seen Garuda.
Yes. So, for our draft, for our first pick, we have some interesting choices. Gigantha the Wellspring is 4 and a red or green, so a Gruul, for a 5/5, which means this card's fantastic. If you want to use it as a companion, because it is a companion, no card in your starting deck is allowed to have more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost.
That sucks.
It's not bad. If you pick it, all that happens is you now realize that every other one of your picks needs to conform to that restriction.
Yeah, that seems awful.
Okay. I mean, again, you can also just put it in your deck.
Like a 5-color deck.
Why would you have to do that?
No card in your starting deck has more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost.
In its mana cost.
Oh, okay.
So in other words, in fact, there is nothing in this pack that would not be able to be played with Gigantha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I lied. Frostveil Ambush could not be played. It has 2 blue.
Okay.
So that is the only card in this entire pack that could not be played.
I was completely misinterpreting that.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to correct you.
You have to, you can't even play anything. Everything has to be a different color.
No. And I mean, maybe because it's got all 5 mana symbols down here, that maybe was what confused you. But you can tap Gigantha, add Wooburg, and this mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. That part probably doesn't get used as much, but this is a 5 mana 5/5.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
It seems good.
There's also Ominous Seas, which we know is a very good card.
Yeah.
And Porcuparrot, which is 3 and a red for a 3/4 with Mutate of 2 and a red. And you can tap it, and this creature deals X damage to any target, where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. And then there's a Weaponize the Monsters, which you don't love, and I agree that it should not be loved. I don't think it's that great of a card. So, between our uncommons and our rare, do you... again, I think between these 3...
I think we... I think we can play Gigantha, but, we know Ominous Seas is good.
Yes.
And there's a lot of good blue cards in this, but I feel like we always play blue.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's up to you.
Let's pick the mythic.
It's a companion. It's a rare. Gold.
Yeah, it looked orangey.
That's fair. So you want Gigantha?
Yeah.
You got it. Gigantha is picked. So now that's red or green. So notably, and also obviously it is not a human.
Right.
So if you wanted, for example, Trumpeting Gnar would be a fine thing to pick.
That card's good.
It's very good. It is a 3 mana 3/3, or you can mutate it for 5. Whenever this creature mutates, you get a 3/3 green beast creature token onto the field. Yeah, it's very good.
That is good.
Obviously, there is Channeled Force, which is part red, so you could play red-blue and still play Gigantha and Channeled Force. There is Trumpeting Gnar, which is green-blue, and because Gigantha is part green, you could do that as well. So Channeled Force, if you don't recall, is 4 mana, instant speed, discard X cards, draw X cards, and then deal X damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. That
sounds good, but I remember it not doing very well for us when we tried to play it.
Correct. And then there's Lead the Stampede, 2 and a green for a sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal any number of creatures from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order.
That's another one that sounds really good, but then when we tried to play it, we got like one thing.
That was, yeah, I mean, you can whiff.
And that's, I guess, just luck of the draw, but...
Kind of, but the other problem is it's a sorcery. You cannot do this at the end of your opponent's turn, which means you have to pay 3 mana on your turn to look at the top 5 cards and get a random creature, or a couple of random creatures. But then you need to have enough mana to be able to play another creature to be able to actually do something on your turn.
Yeah.
If you did this having nothing else to do.
Yeah. See, here, I'm looking at the Rumbling Rock Slide.
There's Rumbling Rock Slide. There's also Ram Through.
Yes, that card's good.
Which is very good. But don't forget there's also the Gnar.
Okay, so you're saying the Gnar is definitely better than any of this other
The
stuff.
Gnar is incredible, yes.
Okay,
That is
so
exactly
let's
what I'm
take
saying.
that
Okay. And it still works with Gigantha's companion restriction if we wanted it. Oh, interesting. Okay, so in this pack, wow, there's some pretty cool stuff. So if we are trying to play both of the things that we've already drafted, we need to be green-blue.
Okay.
Okay, so if that's the case, Ominous Seas is here. Wingspan Mentor is here. So when it enters, a non-human creature we control gets flying. And then we can tap 3 and tap this creature to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control with flying. And there's Alert Heedbonder. Now, notably, if we take this, it cannot work with Gigantha's restriction if we wanted to make Gigantha a companion.
Yeah.
But it is a 2/4 for 3 with Vigilance. And at the beginning of our end step, we gain 1 life for each creature we control with Vigilance. If you want my opinion, it's not as good as either of these.
No.
But yeah, there's that. Also in this pack is a Capture Sphere, which is good. Very good. And I think those are the best 3, and they're all blue.
Yeah,
so,
I think, well, see, again, we know Ominous Sea is good, but
correct.
We haven't really gotten to play the Mentor.
Okay. So you want the Mentor?
And I feel like that's really good because it's not until end of turn. It's a counter.
Correct. It's a flying counter.
So it stays.
Right. And then this puts +1/+1 counters on any creature we control with flying.
Which is awesome.
Not just the one that it put the counter
really
on.
Good.
Yeah. So you want that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You got it. I respect that pick completely. Okay. Is it safe to say we're only looking at green and blue? Unless there's something that like jumps out where it's like, holy crap, that... there's an
red.
insane...
I mean, I guess we can also look at red, but yeah, other stuff we can forget about. I mean, the Farfinder is colorless, so
correct.
That works too. But.
Sure. So Lava Serpent is in this pack as an acceptable red card.
Yeah.
But there's also Ivy Elemental. X and a green for a 0/0 or a star, because it enters with X +1/+1 counters on it.
Ooh. And that's a card I haven't really seen. So.
And this is the greatest mutate target. Ooh. Or very, very good mutate target, I should say. Because it's a 0/0, essentially.
Okay.
And if you mutate something onto this, and it has that many +1/+1 counters, those counters transfer over, and then you've lost nothing except for the mana that you spent to pay the Ivy Elemental in the first place.
Right.
So...
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's one we haven't gotten to play, so I'm totally open to... picking that.
Sure.
Because I feel like we'll see these other things again. We might see another Farfinder. We'll definitely see another Brushwog. We'll definitely see another Lava Serpent. And I know that from having drafted once before already.
Yeah. I mean, there's also a Keep Safe here, and that, again, is a fine counterspell, but somewhat restrictive. So in comparison, like, even if this and this and this don't come back, this is also a fine choice.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But we'll take the Ivy.
Definitely.
You got it. I like it.
Because that's one I haven't seen it, so I know it's not going to come back.
Sure. Okay, well, we have... If we're looking at red, green, and blue, we're in a pretty good pack. But so there's Rugged Highlands if we wanted to splash red for anything. So it enters tapped, we gain a life, and it's red or green it taps for. There's the Lava Serpent we talked about. There's, now notably, there is Sanctuary Smasher and Greater Sandworm.
Okay.
Both of those, Gigantha would not be able to be our companion if we chose to play them, because it's double red, double green. But let's look at what they do.
All right.
4 red for a 6/4 with First Strike, or we can cycle it for 2 and a red, and when we cycle it, we can put a first strike counter on target creature we control.
Oh, okay. I thought I would like it more.
Fair.
Now that I've read it, I don't.
Fair point. And then you know Greater Sandworm.
Yeah.
You know what it does. And then there's the Honey Mammoth. We also can't play Honey Mammoth if we want to use Giganta as a companion.
Okay.
We can abandon that at any point if we want to. There's Plummet, of course. There's Phase Dolphin, which we don't love. So... Or there's Lava Serpent as well. But that will put us more definitively into red, whereas right now we don't have to be.
Right.
So maybe this pack isn't as good for us as we thought.
Yeah, but I kind of would rather not pick ones that are not going to be companion allowing.
Relevant? Sure. Okay, so these 3 are out. So that leaves Lava Serpent, Phase Dolphin,
which blows.
Plummet, Rugged Highlands.
Yeah.
So, Serpent?
Yeah.
You got it. Not a problem at all.
Ooh.
Interesting. I mean, you say ooh, but double blue.
Yeah, but Frostlings.
Frostlings. That's fine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. We can do Goriak, Anticipate, or Facet Reader, which again is tap 1, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card.
Or the Pyroceratops
Yeah.
one.
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So right now, we have 0 non-creature spells.
Okay, never mind. I mean, Anticipate's good.
Sure, and then ironically, we will have a non-creature spell. But
That would be ironic, wouldn't it?
so you want Anticipate over Facet Reader and Goriak? That's not a judgment. Just
no,
confirming.
I definitely think so. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. There's the Ominous Seas that came back because this is our no, this is not our opening pack.
No, I don't
Whoa!
think so.
So we could have up to 3 Ominous Seas. Because there's Ominous Seas, Brushwog.
Which is good.
Yeah, there's Hampering Snare, Plummet, and Thwart the Enemy, but it's between Ominous Seas and Brushwog, I think.
It's definitely Ominous Seas here.
Ominous Seas came back, so it's Ominous Seas or Fertilid.
Oh, Fertilid is good.
Yeah, I mean, there's Blister Spit and Shredded Sails as well, but...
No. Should we just take another Ominous Sea?
I think so.
Yeah.
You can have up to 3 out of pack 1 alone.
Okay.
Okay, so there is the Terran.
Okay.
And then if you want to dip into red, there's Shredded Sails.
Yeah, I don't like Shredded Sails.
It's fine. Like,
It's
if you
weird
come
to
across
me, I
flyers,
just-
you can kill flyers. If you come across an artifact, you can destroy an artifact, or you can cycle it.
I mean, I like having options, so
Sure.
normally, like, that should sound good to me, but for some reason it just doesn't.
To be fair, I don't think it's better than Terran in this particular instance. But
good.
I don't think it's an offensive thing to pick, for example. So Terran, Ominous Seas number 3. It's either that or Plummet, so
Yeah, no.
3 Ominous Seas it is. Okay, in this pack, only Sleeper Dart.
Okay.
And even then, it probably
sideboard
still
it.
goes to the sideboard. Well, so then if you want to take one of these instead, but we're nowhere near
that matters,
black
honestly.
or white,
Yeah,
so
it doesn't matter.
okay. Phase
Okay.
Dolphin or Plummet?
Phase Dolphin, then,
Reptilian Reflection, I guess.
I guess.
You want to just put that right in the sideboard?
Yes.
And then the Will of the All Hunter can also go on the sideboard?
Yeah, that's a good card, though. I
It
would,
is.
at some point, love to play that card.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, we're ready for Pack 2. Pack 1 was very good to us,
Yeah.
I must say.
We've
Pack 2.
done well so far.
Okay, so we can't play our rare. Reconnaissance Mission kind of can't be played either. I mean, it could, but you're saying, which I agree with you, that you don't want to really consider that. So there's Mystic Subdual, which is 1 and a blue for a flash aura. Enchanted creature gets -2/-0 and loses all abilities.
Yeah, I like that card.
It's not bad. And then there's Monstrous Step for 5, 4 and a green, sorcery speed. Target creature gets +7/+7 until end of turn, and up to 1 other target creature blocks it this turn if able, or it has cycling of 2.
I like that one.
You like that over Mystic Subdual? Because that's your...
Oh.
that's fine. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we'll see that one more, though. I feel
Which,
like
this one?
that's a type of one that I think I've seen cycled.
You mean wheel?
Yeah,
I...
cycled. Wheeling.
That's
yeah.
fine. I understood what you meant. I just wanted to confirm for other people because cycling is a thing.
That's
so
why I said it, I think. It was in my head.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not so sure. I don't know. I honestly don't know of these two if either would wheel because we're playing against bots, right? So
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Mystic Subdual.
you want the subdual?
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem at all. Okay, there's another reconnaissance mission, which we still can't take if we want to use the companion. But there are a lot of good choices here. There's another Ivy Elemental.
Ooh.
There's a Dreamtail Heron, which has Mutate for 3 and a blue, but otherwise is 4 and a blue. It's a 3/4 flyer, and when it mutates, we draw a card.
I have to say, this is a common. We have hardly ever seen this freaking card.
That's fair.
Ever.
It's
Is it just that it's bad?
well, no, that's not how that would work. If it's bad, you'd see it more often. Because people wouldn't be picking it.
Well, no.
Oh, you mean getting played against us?
Yeah.
I don't know. That I'm not so sure. It's kind of hard to tell.
It's got flying. It's got mutate.
Yep.
It's got to draw a card.
Yep.
It seems good to me.
Me too. There's Frostlinks, Anticipate, kind of standard stuff there.
Maybe it's just a little expensive for people. It's 5.
The mutate ability is cheaper, but yeah, 5 mana for a 3/4 flyer, probably on the crux of where people wouldn't necessarily want to play it, but if you can mutate it, it's great.
But Ivy Elemental is probably better here,
Sure.
right?
Okay. I like it. Again,
Frostlinks.
or Frostlinks. Well, Frostlinks we're going to see more of
Okay.
than Ivy Elementals, even
Well,
though this
that's
is our
true.
second
That's
one.
definitely true.
but-
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
So there's Thornwood Falls, if we want to get a dual land. There's Adventurous Impulse. Look at the top 3, get a creature or land, rest on the bottom in any order. There's a counterspell, counter target creature spell for 2 in Essence Scatter. There's the Phase Dolphin, and there's the Aegis Turtle.
Okay, so we can't do the Rumbler.
I mean, again, then we're playing 3... Well, I guess we have Lava Serpent. So sure, there's Momentum Rumbler, which is very good. There is Rooting Moloch, which cares about cycling, so we're not really doing that.
Oh, okay.
And there's Pyroceratops, which again cares about non-creature spells,
love that
which
card.
now we have 5.
Oh. Essence Scatter's pretty good.
Essence Scatter's pretty good. Is that what you want?
Yeah, I mean, if we're trying... Yeah, because it doesn't really seem like we're actually in red.
Right, we only have the Lava Serpent. The Lava Serpent right now.
Right. Yeah, I like the Rumbler, though.
Okay, so you want to take the Rumbler and try to go for 3 colors? You're thinking.
I'm thinking,
Okay.
yes.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. Because I don't know. I don't know if I feel good about giving up that card for an Essence Scatter.
That's a fair point. Yeah. Well, and worst comes to worst, here's the deal, right? For the rest of this draft, if you see no other red besides this and Lava Serpent, you just get rid of them. You're going to need to make cuts at the end anyway.
Right.
So
that's true.
it's then you don't, like, you're not going to feel bad that you speculated on this. You're not going to be like, damn it, we needed that Essence Scatter so badly for this deck and now it's trash. Like,
Yeah. No, you're right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's the Poliwag Symbiote,
Yeah.
which is very good. The 1/3 for 2. Our mutate creatures cost 1 less to cast. And whenever we cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, we draw a card and then discard a card. There's also Auspicious Sterix, which is 4 and a green for a 6/6, which is great.
Yeah.
Or we can mutate it for 6. And whenever it mutates, we exile cards from the top of our library until we exile X permanents, where X is the number of times this has mutated, and those permanents get to go onto the battlefield.
Ooh. Okay.
And then there's Convolute, Hampering Snare, and Goriak. But if you want my opinion, it's probably between these
Yeah,
two.
definitely.
So which would you prefer?
I like the Sterix.
So do I. Okay, well, we have In blue, we have Convolute. In green, we have Wilt. And red, we have Lava Serpent. But there's also the Hornbash Mentor. 2 and a green for a 3/3. When it enters, we put Trample on a non-human. And then we tap 2 and a green and tap it. And we can put a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control with Trample.
Oh, that's pretty
So
good.
it's basically the Wingspan Mentor, but with Trample instead of flying.
Right. Okay. I mean, that one's pretty good.
I like it. Okay, well, there is Fertilid,
Yeah.
Wilt, Turtle, Lead the Stampede. So, what do you think?
I think it's between Fertilid and Lead the Stampede.
Okay.
Mouse back over Fertilid.
So it's 3 mana for a 2/2. It enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. And then you can tap 1 and a green at any time. Remove a +1/+1 counter from it and target player, but it's going to be us. Searches their library for a basic land, puts it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffles their library. And again, it's a 0/0 with +1/+1 counters on it. So
Yeah, it's better than Lead the
so
Stampede.
mutate targets. Okay, good. Ooh, interesting.
Whoa.
Okay, so we cannot play this
Oh.
because it's
Okay.
double green, notably. There is green, blue, red crystal.
Wow. Okay.
There is Fertilid, Raking Claws and Heightened Reflexes, and Exuberant Wolf Bear. So Exuberant Wolf Bear is a 4/4 for 4, and whenever it attacks, we can change the base power and toughness of target human we control to Exuberant Wolf Bear's power and toughness until end of turn. So usually that's not great,
Yeah.
but I will say, don't forget, Wingspan Mentor and Hornbash Mentor are both humans, if that is relevant to you. It is only 2 in the whole deck. In fact, is it your... Yeah, they're your only 2 humans in the deck, so, like, it's almost certainly the Crystal that's better than that here.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to be able to play Momentum Rumbler, Lava Serpent, and the second color of Giganta.
Yeah.
Is that okay? You don't sound enthused.
Well, I mean, by the end of this, like you said before, we're going to have to make cuts.
Correct.
And at this point, it seems like red might be the cuts.
Okay.
But it's hard to tell now.
Yeah, we're only in pack... midway through pack 2.
Raking Claws.
Double Strike, instant speed for 2, and then cycling of 2. And then this is +1/+0 and a first strike counter. So the +1/+0 is until end of turn, but...
Or the Fertilid.
Or a second Fertilid.
Or I give up on having that other one as the companion and we do the Rex.
Sure. But getting to 9 mana with no help except 1 Fertilid is going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
You can cycle it to put Trample on something, which helps with your Hornbash Mentor, but I don't know that that's
still
worth
kind
it.
of seems bad.
Yeah.
Crystal.
I like it. Okay. Fully Grown or
Yeah.
Sudden Spinnerets.
Fully grown.
I agree. Okay. Adventurous Impulse, Goriak, Thwart the Enemy, Anticipate. So if you're not thinking of the creature, right, with Vigilance, the 2/4 with Vigilance for 3, then you're kind of tossing between Anticipate, look at the top 3, put 1 in your hand and the rest on the bottom, for 2, instant speed, or for 1, at sorcery speed, look at the top 3, reveal a creature or a land, put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom in any order.
That's exactly... I was toying between the Impulse and the Anticipate.
I know you were. That's why I mentioned it. So what I'll say is, between these two, interesting. This is an instant.
Yeah.
It does cost 1 more mana, but it is an instant. And so the difference between this card and this card is twofold. 1, instant can be played at the end of your opponent's turn. As opposed to Adventurous Impulse. Also with the Impulse, if you look at the top 3 cards, you can only pick a creature or a land card from among them and put it into your hand.
Right.
Here, any one of those 3 cards goes into your hand, and the rest go on the bottom in any order.
Right. Okay.
So it costs 1 more mana for that reason, but is that enough? Is that good enough?
I think so.
Me too. There's another Anticipate, a Phase Dolphin, or a Thwart the Enemy.
Another Anticipate.
That's 3 Anticipates. Phase Dolphin, Aegis Turtle.
Jesus. Phase Dolphin, I guess?
So it would be our second Phase Dolphin.
Yeah, they're both going to be taken out of the deck probably
Okay.
anyway.
Convolute for a counterspell, or Hampering Snare.
Convolute.
I like it. Nothing. Do you want the Perimeter Sergeant or the Suffocating Flames? It doesn't really matter, but...
Sergeant, I guess.
Sure. In the sideboard with you.
Or Pangolin.
Sideboard.
I love him.
Whoa!
Ooh. A Fertilid?
Sure.
Damn. Yeah, girl. Ooh,
Oh, actually,
Primal
that's-
Empathy.
Yeah, and that's probably what it is, because this is double black, so we couldn't play it even if we were in black if we want Giganta. Porcuparrot is fine.
Yeah.
Lord Dracus is fine. It returns an instant or a sorcery from our graveyard to our hand when it mutates, but I don't think it's better than Primal Empathy.
No.
And it's in our 2 main colors as opposed to our splash.
Yeah.
So, very good. Okay, so there's an Exuberant Wolf Bear, Terran,
Yeah.
Capture Sphere.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks that we can't play the ambush. That's a good card.
Yeah.
Sphere.
Yeah, it's definitely Sphere. Good call. There's a second Hornbash Mentor.
Whoa.
That's incredible. There's...
And they would count for each other's, right?
Well, they don't have trample inherently. But when they enter, they are each putting a trample counter on a different non-human you control. And so then you can use its /ability separately. Like if you had 6 mana, right, which is kind of a big ask, but you could still do it. You could tap them and put +1/+1 counters on each creature you control with trample. Like they do help each other out. It's just that they don't themselves have trample.
And it doesn't seem like that would necessarily be an easy situation for them to end up in. How many things do we have with trample?
Inherently, I think 0.
God, I thought we had one thing, at least.
This puts a trample counter on something when we use it.
Oh,
fully grown.
Okay.
The Gnar doesn't. The Momentum Rumbler doesn't. Starix doesn't. Giganta doesn't. Terran doesn't. Lava Serpent doesn't. So no, nothing.
Right.
There's an Essence Symbiote as well, if you don't like a second mentor. Yeah. There's Crustacean and Starling Development, but I'm not talking about them for a reason. So
There's Forbidden Friendship.
sure. That's not better than this or this.
Or Survivor's Bond.
Yep. So for 2 at sorcery speed, you choose one or both. Return a human from your graveyard to your hand, or return a non-human from your graveyard to your hand. Or both. But again, your only humans are your mentors right now.
Yeah.
It could be 2 mana to return, like, Giganta from your graveyard to your hand. That's a thing.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, so you take that over, you would rather that over the second mentor?
I just think the circumstances are not going to necessarily fall into place for the mentor to be
Okay.
helpful.
Okay. I mean, then, but are you okay with the Wingspan mentor? It does literally the same thing. It puts a flying counter on something, and then pumps flyers. Now, flying is evasion. Arguably trample is as well, but not as much as flying.
Yeah, I think flying's a hell of a lot better than trample.
Sure.
But that's my opinion.
No, that's
maybe.
fair. No, you're fine. And the only other thing that we have with possible flying is the Terran. Usually we give this hexproof anyway, but it has possible flying other than what the mentor gives.
Yeah, and I like the mentor better than filling our deck with flyers because we don't know that we're going to need flying creatures.
Mm-hmm.
This gives us the opportunity to make something a flying creature when the need strikes.
Sure.
As opposed to making sure that everything we have is a flyer to combat flyers. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fair. All right, so would you prefer Survivor's Bond then?
I don't know. If you think it's terrible, maybe not.
I don't think it's terrible at all. I think there's Essence Symbiote in here as well, don't forget.
Yeah, and I know that card is good.
It's incredible.
Do we have stuff that's mutatable?
Absolutely. Let's look at our mutates. We have Trumpeting Gnar, of course, which is great.
Yeah.
And Starix, which is great.
Oh.
So those are our only two for now. But they are very good. And then we have good mutate targets as well.
Okay, so maybe we take the symbiote.
Okay. Yeah, we can look for more mutate stuff if we want. But not in this one. Adventurous Impulse, Anticipate number 4, Fertilid number 3, or Plummet.
Impulse?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. It's our first one. Greater Sandworm that we can't play. Spell Eater Wolverine, which they would need 3 or more instant and sorceries in our graveyard. Footfall Crater, which can enchant a land to give something trample and haste until end of turn, or keep safe. Or a blue-red land.
Crater.
Okay.
Because that works with the mentor that we already have.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. There's Giraffid,
Okay.
Reach or Vigilance, Gust of Wind,
Ooh.
return a permanent we don't control to its owner's hand, draw a card for 4, or if we have a flyer, it costs 2, or Anticipate number 4.
Ooh.
There is Space Godzilla, which is kind of funny, but obviously it's not that for us currently.
Which do you think it is?
It's a tough choice. I would probably... We have 16 creatures, 14 non-creatures. Our curve is okay in 1s, 2s, and 3s. 4, 5, and 6 is kind of whatever, so maybe this is a 5.
Yeah, I don't know. Gust of Wind, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. There's a second in a row Void Beckoner.
That's so dumb.
That's disgusting. Otherwise, it's Cathartic Reunion or Convolute.
Christ. I don't know.
I mean, it's Convolute, I think. This discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. Although we have 3 Ominous Seas. So maybe it is Cathartic Reunion.
Oh.
Because every time you draw a card, you put a token on, or a counter on this.
Oh, okay, definitely pick that then.
You got it. Channeled Force is still here.
Yeah. Well.
Crustacean. Well, this lets you draw X cards. You discard X cards to draw X cards.
And we are both of those colors, technically.
Correct. Otherwise, it's Crustacean, Phase Dolphin,
We definitely don't need more of those.
Frenzied Raptor, or Blazing Volley.
Which is that one?
1 damage to each creature your opponents control for 1.
Oh.
Or a 4/2 with no abilities for 3.
Alright, fine. Channeled Force.
Yep.
Ooh.
Brushwog, Tigerilla, Heightened Reflexes.
The Tigerilla's good, but the Brushwog, I think, is better than the Tigerilla.
And it has Trample.
Oh, yeah, we'll pick a net.
Technically, this could have Trample, but this is supposed to be our splash color. So
Okay.
it's better to take the Trample that's in our main color.
Yeah.
Terran.
Okay.
Is that our second Terran? Good. Crustacean, Shredded Sails.
Shredded Sails.
Anticipate number 4, Weaponize the Monsters.
Anticipate number 4.
Spell Eater Wolverine. Sideboard. Okay,
We did it.
we have drafted. Okay, so Gigantha can be our companion, and nothing has to come out, right?
Right.
Stop that.
Shouldn't have to.
No, and nothing's highlighted like it has to.
Yeah.
I mean, things have to come out because we need 14 cuts.
Oh, God. That's depressing.
That's fine. There are things in here that definitely don't need to be in here.
Okay. Like, We probably don't need 4 anticipates.
Yeah, we can take out 2 of those. We can probably take out both Phase Dolphins.
Yeah, I hate those.
Let's be real.
I really do. Shredded Sails.
Yep. One of the Terrans, or do you want to keep it?
I think I'd rather get rid of the Lava Serpent.
Okay. Yeah, this is our splash color. We don't need Spell Eater Wolverine either.
No. So take out Momentum Rumbler, Cathartic Reunion.
I'm going to take out the red.
Footfall Crater.
And the Crystal, then?
Yeah.
And the Channeled Force.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we only need 2 more cuts.
It's pretty good.
That is very good.
And our curve isn't awful.
Right, yeah. It seems great.
Can you just click on it so I can see the
Absolutely.
creature versus non-creature?
13 to 12.
I really don't love how low the number 2 is on our creatures there.
How? Oh, the 2 drop?
Yeah, I mean, at
slot?
least we've got 1s, so I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of compensates for it.
Well, Ivy Elemental does not count as a 1 drop.
Oh,
That is not how that
that's
works.
just how they make it look in the...
Yep. If you cast this for 1, it's dead. So don't do
That's
that.
dumb.
Well, it's just because X doesn't count for anything. They can't
Yeah.
actually make that anything. So this could be a 2 drop, technically, but then it would be a 1/1. So whatever.
Lame.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what this deck has none of?
What?
Removal.
Oh.
Except for Mystic Subdual.
And we have a capture sphere, don't we?
Sorry. And a Capture Sphere. You're right.
Oh.
2 pieces of removal.
Shit.
Yep.
That's not gonna go well.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Alright. So I guess based on that information, what are our last 2 cuts? What do they have to be?
I don't know. Did we... No, we didn't. I guess we could take out... Subdual? No, that's one of our 2 pieces of removal. Or just... Let's take out a Fertilid.
Okay.
And...
Gust of Wind. What does that one do again?
bounce one of their things, draw a card cheaper if we have a flyer.
Okay, so we want that one.
Yeah.
One of the Terrans.
You got it. All right, then that is the deck. Are we cool with Giganta being our box art?
Yeah.
Okay. So, that is going to be the deck. We once again are playing green and blue, but that makes sense based on what we were drafting, what we saw. So, thank you all so very much for watching. In fact, let's just double check the land spread here. Yeah, 9 and 8, that's just fine.
We should change the picture. I like to... Thank you. I was just gonna say, I like to keep the same color scheme, so I didn't want to pick the pangolin, but I really wanted to pick the pangolin.
I know you did. Don't worry. Everyone knows. So, that is going to be the end of this particular video, but obviously stay around because on this channel, feel free to subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. That will let you know as soon as the next one of these videos comes out so that you can find out how this deck does. Predict for us in the comments. Predict for us in the comments below what you think this deck's final record will be. I don't know. I am curious to see, and I will remain hopefully optimistic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not feeling as strongly about this particular deck as some of our other ones.
No.
But it's got the pangolin on the box.
We have
it's
like
gonna do great.
Sure. Point out to me the bomb in this deck.
Hysterics.
The Sterix is a bomb? Alright, that's not bad.
did it.
But yeah, you're supposed to pick bombs, then removal. So we have maybe 2 bombs and maybe 2 pieces of removal. So, I mean, we did it, I guess.
Technically.
So, for now, but that is totally fine. We will obviously give this thing the old college try in the next video. So definitely stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. And for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe.
And I'm Mimi.
And as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.